What happens when paradise turns into a battlefield? When the calm waves of Bali crash against the storm brewing inside one of the world's most famous families. On a sun-drenched island where peace should reign, tension rises instead. Khloé Kardashian and Kourtney Kardashian, two sisters bound by blood, fame, and years of reality television drama, find themselves clashing during what was meant to be a serene family retreat. But in Bali, beneath the swaying palms and golden sunsets, the cracks in their bond are laid bare. The question becomes, can a family vacation heal old wounds, or will it only deepen the divide? This is the story of Khloé and Kourtney's tense Bali family vacation, where confrontation, resentment, and fragile love collide against a backdrop of tropical beauty. The island was supposed to be an escape, a place where the Kardashians could disconnect from the constant buzz of Hollywood and reconnect with themselves. Kris Jenner, ever the matriarch, had insisted this trip would be restorative. The idea of family therapy woven into the fabric of a luxurious retreat in Bali seemed like the perfect balance between healing and indulgence. But the moment Khloé and Kourtney stepped onto Balinese soil, it became clear the vacation would test them rather than soothe them. Khloé, already carrying the heavy weight of personal struggles, relationship turmoil, motherhood stress, and public scrutiny, arrived with expectations of release. She wanted tranquility. She wanted laughter with her sisters, moments of bonding with her daughter, and a brief reprieve from the flashing cameras. Kourtney, on the other hand, approached Bali with a very different mindset. For her, the trip was about spiritual cleansing, wellness, and quiet independence. She came not just to escape, but to reinforce boundaries she had been trying to establish back home. The sisters had been drifting apart long before Bali. Their disagreements about lifestyle, priorities, and family responsibilities had built into a mountain of tension. Bali, instead of neutral ground, became the arena. The serene settings, ritual ceremonies, ancient temples, and lush rice terraces only heightened the contrast with the storm brewing between Khloé and Kourtney. From the very beginning, the smallest moments became sparks. At a breakfast table overlooking the sea, what began as a simple disagreement over schedules, whether to spend the morning at the spa or join a cultural excursion, erupted into sharp exchanges. Khloé, impatient and craving collective plans, accused Kourtney of always being distant, of choosing her independence over family unity. Kourtney, calm yet firm, shot back that she was tired of being judged for seeking peace on her own terms. Their voices cut through the soft sounds of waves, unsettling not just themselves, but everyone around the table. The cameras caught it all. The way Khloé's frustration turned to exasperation, the way Kourtney's detached tone turned into icy defense. For those present, it was no longer just a reality show moment. It was raw, authentic, painful. Kris Jenner, who had orchestrated the trip with dreams of harmony, could only watch as her daughters spiraled further into conflict. Each excursion in Bali seemed to deepen the divide. At the sacred temples, where silence was expected, Khloé whispered to another family member her irritation at Kourtney's aloofness. On a boat ride meant to symbolize togetherness, Kourtney sat at a distance, gazing at the horizon while Khloé fumed in silence. Even the traditional Balinese blessing ceremony, intended to release negative energy, only underscored their inability to let go of resentment. But beneath the arguments lay something deeper, years of miscommunication. Khloé had always been the outspoken sister, her humor and bluntness both a shield and a weapon. Kourtney, the eldest, carried herself with stoic independence, often misinterpreted as coldness. The Bali trip exposed how these traits, once complementary, had become combustible. There was one particular evening when the face-off reached its breaking point. The family gathered for dinner under lanterns that flickered against the night sky. The table was adorned with exotic dishes, the air thick with the scent of spices. But tension sat heavier than any meal. Khloé, already simmering, confronted Kourtney directly. "Why even come if you don't want to be here with us?" Her words cut through the air. Kourtney, visibly stung, responded with a quiet but firm declaration. "I came here for me, not just for all of you." The table went silent. The sound of insects in the jungle filled the space between them. In that moment, the Bali vacation became more than a family trip. It became a mirror reflecting the fractured relationship between two sisters who, despite sharing the same bloodline and empire, felt miles apart emotionally. Yet amid the tension, Bali also offered moments of reflection. Alone on the beaches, both Khloé and Kourtney confronted their own vulnerabilities. Khloé wrestled with feelings of abandonment, her need for closeness colliding with her sister's need for space. Kourtney struggled with guilt, questioning whether her desire for independence meant she was abandoning her family. These internal battles, though invisible to outsiders, were just as dramatic as the confrontations. The cameras continued rolling, but in quiet moments, the sisters revealed glimpses of the love still tying them together. A shared laugh while watching the children play on the sand. A brief touch on the arm during a yoga session. Small, fleeting gestures that reminded everyone that beneath the anger was a bond not easily broken. Still, the Bali family vacation remained tense. What should have been a retreat became a reckoning. The island forced the Kardashians, especially Khloé and Kourtney, to face uncomfortable truths. They could no longer hide behind the glamour of their empire or the edited narratives of television. Bali stripped them of pretense, leaving only their raw humanity. As the trip drew to a close, the sisters stood together on a cliff overlooking the ocean. The setting sun painted the sky in shades of gold and crimson. There were no dramatic apologies, no perfect resolutions. Instead, there was an unspoken acknowledgement. They were different, they clashed, but they were family. The Bali vacation had not healed them, but it had revealed them, to each other, to their family, and to the world. Khloé and Kourtney's face-off during that Bali family vacation remains one of the most telling moments in their shared journey. It showed how fame magnifies tension, how family bonds can fray under the weight of expectations, and how even paradise cannot mask the complexities of sisterhood. In the end, Bali was not just a backdrop. It was the stage where two sisters confronted the truth of who they were and who they were to each other.